What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be painting this lipless shad with a DIY lure stencil. It's one you probably already have at home. We will get to that in a little bit. If you guys like this blank that I'm painting today and want to pick one up for yourself, I'll have it linked down in the description below. You can get them from Barlow's Tackle. The majority of the colors that I'm using today are all iridescent, but don't worry, if you don't have iridescent colors, you should be able to achieve a pretty similar look to what we're going to end up with. It just won't be as sparkly in the end. To kick things off, we're going to be starting off with a base coat of opaque white. With the base coat of white on, we can now move on to our first exciting color, which is iridescent yellow. And we're going to give the whole bait probably 2 layers in that, build up the yellow nice and bold, and we'll move on to some more of our detail colors. Alright, with both of our main base coat colors on, we can move on to some of our detail colors, which we will start off with an iridescent scarlet. And the game plan here is to paint the whole belly. We're going to start at the mouth, work all the way down past that first hook hanger, and we'll also carry it up the side of the gill plate just a little bit. And we'll let some of that overspray kind of cover this area of the belly of the bait as well. And next up, we're going to be taking this iridescent red, and we will be spraying the whole mouth of the bait with it, and we'll let some of that overspray kind of come over about to where the lip is there, and then we'll fade it right into that orange right up in here somewhere on the belly. And last but not least, we're going to be taking this iridescent green, and we're going to be covering the whole back of it. This portion of the bait's pretty skinny, but we're still going to get that to be mostly a solid green. It will be blending with that yellow just a little bit, but covering the whole back, and then we're going to fade it down the side just a little bit. I really want a majority of this bait to be that iridescent yellow because it's very bright, so then you'll be able to see that stencil pattern over top of it better, but I did want to add a little bit of green so it's not just a yellow, orange, and red bait. Adds a little bit more character to it. I also decided I'm going to kind of blend it up on that gill plate a little bit with that yellow. So then we'll have the yellow, red, and orange all kind of blending together right there. Finally, it is time to bring out the stencil so you guys can all see what we're going to be using. It is a dryer sheet. Some of you have already probably been using this. If you haven't, it's a really cool way to get some really fine, interesting texture on the bait. For this bait, it's going to be the centerpiece of the design. That way you guys can see what it looks like. And what I'm going to be doing is just trimming off a small section of this because I don't need the whole thing. A huge plus about using these is when you hit them with the hair dryer, they smell nice. So I'm just going to take that guy, lay our bait on there. Oh, I need a bigger section. So I'm actually going to take the slightly bigger section here. I'm going to get this clamped on as tight as I can. With it being such a fine texture, or stencil pattern, whatever you want to call it, if it's loose in any spot, that black will kind of make like an overspray, or it'll make it more of a fuzzy pattern. And it'll take away a little bit from the design, or it kind of hides more of that yellow and green that we have as the base colors there. So having it on tight's very crucial to get good results. And there you can see the yellow poking through the white. So once we spray this black on there, we should get for a very interesting and one-of-a-kind design. And for the dark color, I'm just going to be using some transparent black. Opaque black will work for this as well. However, I am going to leave this bottom portion of the bait the original orange and yellows if I can. You can kind of see the line right there where the bait starts to round over. I want to leave that its original colors. There will be some overspray. I'm not too worried about that, but I don't want it to be partially really dark black spots and then partially not. So I'm going to try to stop right above that line there. All right, let's pop this off there and see what this looks like. Something as simple as a dryer sheet, you sure get a irregular, pretty wicked looking design. I'm gonna put this back on your stands here. So a little bit hard to see with the lights hitting it, causing a little bit of glare. That clear coat will help make that black pop off of those other colors. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of see here what I was talking about. I guess because of the gill plate, the dryer sheet wasn't tight right there, so it's a little bit more fuzzy. I mean, the bait still looks great. Super happy with it, but there you go, you can see it a little better. See, it's a little bit fuzzier around all the spots and not real clean like that is. So that's what it will look like if you try this and you aren't getting results like that, then your stencil's probably not tight enough. Yeah, same thing on this side. But I mean, bait looks great. So what we're going to do now is, with the black still loaded up in the airbrush, I'm going to darken up right around the eyes just a little bit. We're going to take another portion of the dryer sheet, and instead of darkening the back with just the airbrush, I'm just going to hold the dryer sheet in place and we will spray a little bit more. And that'll kind of help darken it up a little bit. There we go. So now that texture carries all the way across to the back of the bait. Another cool thing you can do with the dryer sheet is, instead of doing the whole bait like we did, you can add it on there as a little bit of an accent, like on the gill plate, or if you had the whole bait in yellow, you put the dryer sheet on and then did the orange, it would be more of like it would add more depth to the bait rather than just being the whole thing like that. But I just wanted to show you guys, or have a larger canvas here showing you what it looks like. Last thing we got to do with this bait, aside from clear coat, is pick out some eyes. Do a little dab of glue. And there we have it, a DIY at-home stencil you probably already have. I think my favorite portion on this whole bait is how it looks right up here on the gill plate. It looks great. I think I like it so much because it reminds me of some splatter paint. Okay, I'm going to get some clear coat on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see some more baits utilizing the dryer sheet, make sure to comment or give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get some clear coat put on this, and then we'll come back and take a look at what it looks like all finished up.